what's up, everybody? It's shameless plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. Okay, what's up happening with everybody? It's your boy Onyx here, Going Full Nerd, and I know it's one of those Sundays where you just can't put your finger on it. You don't really want to be listening to me talking. All this other stuff, just being online. Because why? It is the beginning of football season. Yes. We've been watching football games today. And even with my grandson, today started flag football season. So we were out practicing in the rain, and I feel kind of right now because I'm tired. I want to go sit on the couch. And I said, but I owe you guys because I was on vacation last week. It is what it is. I was on vacation. I went to Atlantic City. I did my thing. I was chilling. I learned a couple of basic things. Don't walk on the Atlantic City boardwalk because it smells very strong odor of that substance that used to be illegal, but now it's legal, and everybody got the ambition to smoke it, and I must be allergic because it tore my nose up, and I was like, I had to go back into my nice, beautiful, air-conditioned hotel room overlooking the water. The water. Let me say the water. Okay. But anyway, we're not going to take this too long. We are not going to drag out your football Sunday. Okay? Everybody should have been to church this morning. I mean, let's be realistic. Unless you heathen like me and you're out doing other stuff, but doing good stuff for the family. It's with the family, you know. But we going to talk just a little bit about a few things, and then we're going to get moving on. Now, the big news, before I start talking about what you see in the background behind me and the subject of today's episode, which is the Twisted Metal series that shows on Peacock TV. Peacock. I said it. Peacock. But anyway, after a few years hiatus, your boy finally got his press credentials back for New York Comic Con. Yes, I got my press credentials back for New York Comic Con. So I will be inside of where I grew up, where I used to hang the streets, old New York, for at least a couple of days, visiting the Javits Center. Okay. Visiting the Javits Center. To check out New York Comic Con. Now, the thing about me checking out New York Comic Con is I think I know why they gave me the press passes, because this year they're not having all of the media people. Because why? The writers are on strike. The actors are on strike. Everything dealing with the movie and sci-fi, comic book, live action that they would promote. You know, none of the stars gonna be there, so they were like, we'll give him press credentials again. We'll get him back on. We'll get him back. Anyway, whatever. What the heck ever. And yes, the Steelers got whooped. The darn Washington Commanders slipped one in. Dang it. But it's all good. Let's get this started. let's not keep you all. We're gonna keep a nice short show today. We're gonna keep it going. I'm not gonna sit here and ask why people don't call the number I posted on Twitter inside the community section and all that, and leave their comments and questions so I can talk about them. But nobody, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But let's talk about Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is based on a video game from the Sony PlayStation from the old era. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've never played a lick of Twisted Metal on my Sony PlayStation back in the day. I have a I had a PS1, PS2, PS3. I was too broke to get a 4. I got a 5 and barely play it. My grandson plays the PlayStation 5. That's what he does. That's his thing. It's more for him than it is for me, but it is what it is. But we got one season of Twisted Metal. Now, the thing about it with Twisted Metal, basically Twisted Metal, 10 episodes. 10 episodes. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was rated pretty well, by critics and all that stuff. And I know, I am a little bit behind because people did this 2-3 weeks ago because it handled business about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I've been skipping it. Like I skipped talking about Ashoka episodes 3 and 4. We're going to wait till Ashoka's finished before I give my final verdict. But, looking at this, and I'm going to tell you, it follows a storyline that during this first season, from everything that I've read, from everything I've learned about the video game, it follows just very little. It introduces a few characters, some side characters, and some ways that the things go on. Now, looking at this, being a lot of people would say, oh, Twisted Metal, PlayStation video game, let's let the kids watch it. I swear, if any of you let a kid watch this show, me and you might have to throw hands because the graphic sex, the graphic drug use, the graphic violence, it is over the top. This is straight for adults. And actually, I'm going to say, it's straight for who? Generation X and Millennials. The ones who actually played this video game or grew up in this video game era when people wasn't checking what we were doing. Okay? If you care anything about the kids, don't really let them watch this at this point, only because it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. I'm going to say it. Here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and put it out on here with this. I made a couple of words and a couple of things, and I said that this was like the in-between time for Anthony Mackie. In between, getting jobs, doing things, being Captain America, being the dude on Black Mirror a couple of years back, between little things. He jumps on this, line his pockets. It may come to fruition. It may not. But, he got that Disney money at this point. Don't know how long that's going to last because Disney seemed to be falling just a little bit. Had a couple of other cool little stars in it. His co-star, Stephanie Beatrice. Wow. Now, I never really paid much attention to her. I've seen her on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think that's where she was from, if I remember correctly. But here goes my line. And the funny part about that is I was looking at it and I was like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I'm watching it. I'm watching Twisted Metal on my phone. I'm looking over my shoulder. My wife looking over my shoulder. I'm looking at character named Quiet. It's kind of cool. But basically, the story is, you're following a gentleman through this Mad Max-esque wasteland, which the world has become after an unforeseen Holocaust-style event with nuclear weapons and things like that. And people have basically started over. And it's lawless, and it's wild, and it's crazy. And the best way for me to go ahead and say it really appealed to me. And, I don't really dig video game adaptations. Video game adaptations, they usually fall short. You see my reviews on Mortal Kombat, you see my reviews on the animated Injustice. Those are all video game adaptations, regardless of the thing. Street Fighter with Jean Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. We're not going to talk about that. But what I am going to sit here and say is that they put together a decent story, put together during this first season now. It's only one season so far. They put together what I like to call good background elements. And that right there makes the story worth watching. You get emotionally attached to Anthony Mackie's character known as John Doe. You get emotionally attached to Stephanie Beatrice's character, aka Quiet. You look at Sweet Tooth, which is voiced by Will Arnett, but physically played by Joe Sinoa, the wrestler. Yeah, that's a big dude. It's a big dude. Big burly dude. Characters like Tommy Hayden Church playing the sheriff, known as Stone. Then you got what I like to call the bumbling idiots of the whole thing, Stu and Mike. Those things are pretty good. And usually they suck. Yes, they usually do suck. But right now, they are doing a damn good job with this. Damn good. Okay? So, I usually try not to give a lot of, what's the best way for me to say it, reviews on things like these things. But on a going full nerd scale, Twisted Metal as a series, okay, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's a good watch. It'll kill some time. Now, will there be things that are more attractive to watch? Yes. Ashoka is more attractive to watch, though it may or may not prove to be a better show. Okay? Notice I said may not. All right? Equalizer 3, movie. Not going to compare a TV show to a movie, but choose what you want to watch. Just saying. Okay? We got a lot of things getting ready to pop off. We got Loki popping off in October. We've got, what is that getting ready to come out? I think it's what is the one? Well, we got the One Piece live anime adaptation on Netflix. My grandson and I are watching that right now. Slow roll. But there are a lot of things that may be more appealing. But this can fill in some good time. This could fill in some moments that will, that you can't fill with football, any of these other shows, and you got a quick moment to pull it up on your phone, pull it up in the house and say, okay, let me watch this and see what this is about. Now, out of the 10 episodes, I am going to say there are a couple of moments where it's like, I don't know. So what I'm going to tell you, each episode is pretty much named in the style of a vanity license plate, making it look kind of crazy, mixing the numbers and letters and things like that. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to throw out some episodes that I want you to look at and pay close attention to. I would like for you to check out season 1, episode 1. That sets the whole premise, and it's pretty cool. The next thing you want to do, episode 2, I'm going to dig that because now you're going to get introduced to one of my favorite characters, Sweet Tooth. That's right. Now, I look at it, you can pretty much back off on a couple of episodes. Watch them. You'll get a few backstories, like Quiet's backstory and a couple of others. But what I am going to go ahead and say, when you get to season 1, episode 8, that is off the chain. Definitely don't watch that with kids in your background, in your ear, or whatever. Okay, I'm just letting you know. And then basically, by the time you get to the 10th episode of the season, you're going to see as the characters have developed, you see where the emotions lie and everything has come together. Then you get to the premise of what the video game actually was about. And that's why I think this series as a whole so far, if they could keep this momentum after the writer's strike, after the actor strike, if they could get that and keep that, this will be a very successful, popular series in my eyes. Just throw it out there. Yes, I will be reaching out to you, letting you know when I'll be in town. It's actually going to be pretty quick because New York Comic Con, actually the Sunday that the last day of the Comic Con, I got to get back and coach my grandson's football game. So, I'm juggling. So I'll be leaving Saturday. I just don't know what time Saturday to get back to Virginia, at a decent time. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to make it work. I don't know if I'm driving, renting a car, taking a carrier pigeon, or flapping my arms real, real fast just to get there. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it all out. Because I've got to go over the schedule to see what I want to hit at the Comic-Con and who's actually going to show up that I could talk to, record an interview for you guys to see. Just saying. But I'm going to tell you, everybody, we're not going to stay here long, and I'm going to throw it out at you. I'm throwing it out at you. Whew. I got to get back to watching some football. It's opening weekend. Last but not least, because of how my grandson's football games are going, we're going to have some changes to the live stream schedule. I don't know if I should do a Saturday or just pre-record. I'll leave that up to everyone else. I will figure out a way to put a poll. Maybe I can have everybody call in to the call-in number. Don't know, but here goes the deal. And this is going to be the times for the show's schedule. So next week, September 17th, we will still broadcast at our normal time, 6 p.m. Eastern. But once we get to September 24th, September 24th, October 1st, October 8th, October 15th, we may have to change some times. Okay? Especially that October 15th, because I'm going to be real tired, and I'll actually probably won't do a show that day because I'll be just trying to get together all the information from New York Comic Con that weekend and putting it together. We're going to see. But anyway, everybody, let me put this out to you, and we're going to put this out easy. We got Extra Life coming up in November, and we haven't really raised a lot of funds. I mean, I've been taking the memberships and putting them in, which is not a lot, folks. YouTube takes a lot off the top. Let's be realistic. But let's go ahead. I'll try to get that link out there, and I'm going to start playing a little more video games. Let people watch me fail at the video games I play on and rage and all that good stuff, and hopefully get everybody prepared for that November, video game marathon that I do on a Saturday and raise some money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. But anyway, that's it. Hate to have a short show. Remember, check out Twisted Metal on Peacock. 4 out of 5. Decent watch. Check it out. And if you can't say anything nice to anybody, don't say anything at all. That's why I got a call-in number. That's why you can send me messages. That's why I could say it for you. And if you want to be quoted, I'll quote you. Anyway, peace, y'all, and I'm out of here. Funky outro music, and let's get back to watching some football and enjoying it. Boom, here we go. Uh-oh, let me do a remix. You like that remix? That's because I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, we go. And this is the part where you reach out at the sorry about it being real short today.
I know I should have done this, should have quit this long ago. Can't stand another heartbreak, but it's time to let it go. It'd be easier for me if I turn away to flee. But there's something holding on, the way you're being on, gone.
Old school.
Time to